Hi everyone. The next part of our getting ready for Easter adventure is setting our table. So there's two different components to setting the table. There's setting your place setting, and then there's setting your centerpiece or your tablescape. Now, I think it's important to set your place setting first before the tablescape, so that way you have enough room for your guests and all the dishes and utensils and glasses that you may need during your dinner service. So, here in our house, our Easter theme is picnic chic. So we're gonna go with very simple place setting with just a charger, a plate, a fork and a knife, and a napkin. And obviously, wine. So I've assembled all of the materials that we'll need to set our place settings, but first I want to make sure that we have a fun and interesting napkin roll. So we're actually going to use this beautiful striped napkin because it's very Eastery, and we're going to roll it and we're going to place it with the bunny ears on top of it. Now, we're not just going to do a regular fold or regular roll rather that you get at any restaurant that you go to. We're going to do a little mini one because it's cute. Okay, so we're gonna take our napkin and we're gonna make sure it's as wrinkle-free as possible, and we're gonna lay it face down in a square with the tag closest to you. We're then going to fold in thirds. It's right up to about that green line, and then we're gonna fold in thirds again. And then we're gonna flip over, and we're gonna have our seam towards us. And then we're going to shift directions and we're going to do the same steps almost exactly. We're going to fold. This time we're going to fold just a little bit less than 2/3. Now you always want to make sure that you're pressing down on these seams so that they stay flat. And the reason that we're folding in thirds is so that as we roll our napkin, the seam that is sewn here on the edge doesn't get all big and bulky. So we've folded in 2/3 and we're gonna bring the bottom of our napkin up to that line, and then we're going to roll. We're gonna put on our bunny ears. Okay, so now that we've done that, we need to decide what look we want to have for our guest when they show up. So, we already know that we're going to be using a rattan charger. So I'll just do it right in front for you. And then we've got our blue and white china. And then, like I said, we're only doing simple. So we're just having a fork and a knife. Look how beautiful this silver is. This silver was my great-grandmother's silver, and I'm so excited that I get to use it for any meal I want because it's so pretty and it's elegant and it really kind of elevates the table. And then for the napkin, I'm gonna place it right in the middle. And we're gonna add a wine glass. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and set this whole table for our guests with all of our materials, and then we're gonna come back and talk about tablescapes. After setting your initial place setting, repeat for each other seat at your dinner table. I recommend building one layer at a time. This way, it helps you to ensure consistency at each place setting. Once everything is placed on the table, including your plates, chargers, glasses, and silverware, make any adjustments necessary to ensure that the guest will be comfortable. Pro tip, sit at the seat and ensure that the guest is placed in the right spot. Also, double check with the seat across from that guest to ensure that everything is in line. All right, so now that we've set our place settings, we're ready to set our centerpiece or our tablescape right down the center of the table. So I went ahead and picked out some things from our storage unit that go with our theme of picnic chic. So if you see, I've got a variety of woodland creatures, some bunnies, some chickens, a rabbit, as well as some trees and some flowers. Of course, our Easter eggs, a watering can, some candles, and I tried to keep it very simple in colors, right? So the whites with the natural wood color along with some galvanized, some glass, and then of course a nice spring pop of color. So let's go ahead and get this set on our table. The goal of any tablescape is to keep everything between either the top of your chargers or placemats or plates. That way it doesn't interfere with the guest. So while we're doing that, you want to be able to balance your colors and textures from left to right on your table and not worry about everything being symmetrical. I know it's hard for me, it's okay. So you want to start with your bigger pieces. Balance those on the ends of your table. That's your start and your stop. Then you'll add some taller pieces to add height to your table. And then you'll continue to add layers and pops of color throughout. Don't feel afraid to readjust if you feel like things are too close to each other. And when you're done, step back and look and see if your table reads the same message as your theme. One of the best parts about any dinner party is having great conversation with the guests that you have over. So in order to help us with our picnic chic conversation, I've selected one of the card games that we own, which is called Hypotheticals, 50 questions for insane conversations. And they're just fun little cards that ask you, what would you do in this scenario? So what I've done to sort of not just pass these out to people and look really awkward is I've actually placed it underneath their dinner plate and on the charger, so that when we go ahead and clear away our main course dishes, the card is there for them already. And here's a pro tip. After the meal, clear away everything except for the charger. And then when you're serving dessert, give the guest a new napkin and new silverware, along with appropriate glassware to match the dessert. It will certainly wow them and set your dinner party above everyone else's. All right, well, thank you so much for spending time with me, setting our place settings and our tablescape and getting all ready for our Easter guests. We are so ready for Easter next year, since we are still social distancing and we're going to be doing virtual Easters. But now we have some ideas for next year or for some other parties that we might have. So thank you so much again. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to our channel for all of our updates. Cheers.